Welcome to Hunter X Hunter First Time watching Hunter x Hunter. Well, not watching, sorry. First time reading Hunter x Hunter.
That's for me.
That's for Sam. I'm Jim.
And I'm Sam.
The titular Sam.
Yeah.
The titular first time reading. So, if you're unfamiliar, this is a podcast that we're doing where we're going through Hunter x Hunter by major arc.
Yeah, basically we're doing these whenever I finish an arc.
So Sam, it's his first time going through Hunter x Hunter, which is very fun.
Yeah.
Because you get to experience it along for the first time.
Yes. If you haven't listened to the first part of the Hunter exams, then go back and listen to that if you want.
Yes. So, as we said, this is, well, technically, if you clicked on this video, it said Heaven's Arena, but we didn't want to do a whole episode on the Zoldyck family kill retrieval arc.
So we included that, and then like the one or two chapters when they go back to Gon's village, I guess it's...
Okay.
So that's basically where I read up to.
Yeah, if you're keeping up, this is going to be chapters 39 through 63.
I think so.
Yes, 39 through 63. It's the entirety of the Zoldyck family arc and the Heaven's Arena arc. So, if you have not read those, I highly recommend reading them now and then coming back and then being able to bask in the glow with listening to your friends who aren't your friends talk about the manga that you like a lot. Also, just for context, I initially watched the show and then read the manga, so I've been through it twice.
I've only seen a little bit, and more so people at conventions cosplaying it.
Yes.
So,
all right. So let's start with the Zoldyck,
the Kill retrieval arc.
The Kill retrieval arc, the Zoldyck family arc.
With the gang, or the rest of the gang go to his family's mansion that's like live in the mountains that they had to get to, and I think I love most about this was like I love the security guard and then the door and the multiple like layered doors. I loved how that looked.
Yes, it's such a cool visual, and like it does such a good job at setting up like these are like super powerful assassin people.
They like judge your strength by like what door you can open up, but they just go through like the dog where the guard dog is.
Yeah, so they kind of cheat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we can kind of go through this quickly because I'm just kind of. Because it is a very quick arc. Like, it technically is considered a... Like, people call it an arc because it's, like, a major event that happens, but it is super short. It's, I think the shortest... No, I think there's one that comes later that's even shorter, but it's more important plot-wise.
Yeah. Well, they go through there, they get through, like, the test, they go through some of the butlers. Like, the one butler almost gets killed because, like, his weird, like, siblings that don't look anything like... This family is so bizarre.
The Zoldyck family... are really cool, and
the really fat like mama's boy one.
Oh yeah, I love him. I
love the mom. I love the mom's design.
I knew you would. I had a feeling you would.
But the funniest thing is because I'm not sure how much other shonen you read, but they always have like character polls, and they list like the top like 20 to 30 like characters that are most popular, and like they did it like halfway through Heaven's Arena, and like the mom.
Oh yeah.
And the mom was like number 11, like she was like close to the top. I was like, I can believe it. But yeah, so I also love the torture scene of like him and his brother. Just like, oh hey, that was like tingle. He like put that cigarette out on his chest. Like,
yeah,
that casual like him looking very horribly tortured, but him just not really giving a fuck. It's great. And so and then basically his encounter with his dad was interesting.
I absolutely love that part. Killua's dad is such a fascinating character to me, and he's shown so little. Yeah,
he seemed like he wanted him to explore the world. Like, he said he'll probably be back. Like, it's still fascinating that he was like really chill when you think like with how his family's acting that he would be like not let him, and he'd have to like escape or something or sneak out.
He does also make him do a very ominous like blood oath.
Yeah.
But. Like, yeah, I think he looks awesome. He looks so fucking cool. And you're just like, what is there with this character? Like, how...
Like, I figured the one brother from the Hunter exam is gonna come back, obviously, but, like, I'm not sure, but I would love to see more of his other family, but I don't think it'll be nearly as important.
So I'm trying to think. So we've seen...
You saw the fat brother.
So the fat brother, whose name I forget, Kaluto is the girl.
The butler?
No,
like the little girl?
The little girl.
Okay, yeah.
There's the mom, there's the Miluki, who is the the one from no, sorry, Illumi. Illumi is
the Hunter exam
is from the
weird prick-faced one.
Miluik is the fat one.
Okay.
I think the dad is oh no. There's the grandfather who's Zeno, who I love.
Is he show? Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you see him briefly.
Cause I know he was mentioned at least. But yeah, so I just love that. If it's there for that entire exchange between like his family and everything, and like the one time they're in like the butler house and they had to play that game with like
the coin.
Yeah, where the coin was gone.
That's one of my favorite like small moments in Hunter x Hunter where it's like such a little parlor trick, but they make it this intense scene where it's like there's so much riding on like what we can do, and it has a really good thing where it's we kind of have the typical thing where it's like first Leorio falls off because he can't keep up, and then Kurapika does a really good job because he's really good, but he's not quite there yet. Like,
and Gon just goes with his gut some of the time and gets it. Which I love. So yeah, I for a small arc, I really enjoyed it, and I loved the weird designs of the varying family members.
Yeah, they're really fun. You will see them show up again.
Cool.
There's kind
of... Does that include the mom?
I have bad news for you.
Aww.
Some of the other ones show up again, but this is like something that kind of shows up in Hunter x Hunter where there's a couple arcs that you can call like transitionary arcs.
Yeah.
Where they're like setting up for a bigger arc.
Yeah. So basically he's getting Killya and heading to the training with like that thing. And
I think the biggest thing is also kind of like splitting the party. Yeah.
Everybody going their separate ways and they're going to meet up in a couple months in York New City.
Yeah.
Which I love the name of that.
York New, I know, it's stupid.
It's so great. I love it. And then, so then he's like, oh, we need money. We need to train. We need to go to this heavy arena. I went there before. I got a lot of money. I just left.
Yeah. It's really funny. Killua drops these, like, huge bombs that say, they like, so much about him. He's like, I think he says, yeah, my family dropped me off here when I was 4.
Yeah.
And he's just like, what the fuck? And he got up to level 200 or whatever.
Yeah.
Before we get on Heaven's Arena, there's a few things I wanted to mention. So in the anime, the anime does this weird thing where it constantly is like nerfing Leorio. Where when they're training, because we kind of have a bit of a training montage where it's just them training with the butlers for a few weeks and getting stronger. Do you remember this? This happened in the manga.
Well, the manga, they kind of like just say, oh yeah, they've been training with them for a little while, but like, it doesn't really show anything.
So yeah, they get to the point in the manga where they all can open the door.
Yeah.
They all can open the smallest door. In the anime, what happens is they all work together to open the door.
That seems to take away like all their like...
Yes, it does. It makes it more of like a teamwork scene, but it's like... It makes Leorio seem weird, because when Leorio opens the door, you're like, oh wow, like he's on par with like these other characters. Like he is a strong lad, too.
He's not the skinny, goofy, like coward kind of guy.
He's not a pushover. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. Not to say that Leorio doesn't have... He doesn't also kind of get...
I want to see
like,
what he does.
Yeah, you'll see.
Because I know like a bit with Kurapika because I've seen like fight a game.
He's such like a fan.
Yeah, I've seen some Jump Force stuff cause I wasn't sure when the arc was officially over, like with like them on the island. I saw like him training with like the hand thing, and I was like I clicked it off because I was done.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm excited to see what he does, especially since he's like a medical guy.
Yeah,
so I'm excited to see what kind of weird surgical, hopefully, kind of power he has.
Yeah,
because I got one of those in One Piece, and he's like my favorite character. But we'll see. And so yeah, we're going to Heaven's Arena. This
is the one. I think you can just say it's a plot hole because basically Togashi kind of didn't know what he wanted to do initially for like a power system, and you can tell like if you look at what happened earlier on. There doesn't really seem to be, like, Nen happening.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't really... If you look at what, like, what's his face? Hisoka is doing.
Yeah.
I think, unless Hisoka learns it afterwards, because they say that the Hunter exam isn't over until, like, you learn Nen. Like, they say, like, whatever, everyone still needs to learn it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe... It seems like Hisoka learned it, like, I don't think we ever get an explicit answer, but it seems like he knew how to do his powers before that.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a writing.
And same with Killya's brother.
Yeah, Illumi. So this is the big thing that I want to mention. So they dropped Killua off at Heaven's Arena when he was 4 years old, and he made it all the way up. You think that it would have been like irresponsible for them to let him fight in a place where people were using Nen?
Yeah, it's because eventually once they hit the certain floor, everybody basically knows it.
Yes,
in one way.
And it's literally the equivalent of like going into a gunfight without a gun.
And even some like Killua's moves from the Hunter exam, like a lot of stuff, like he can just phase his hand through stuff. Maybe some kind of weird power there. And the guy who had the 4 sickles that was going really fast and able to move like all of them. Yeah, like
you can like the fun part about the power system in Hunter x Hunter is you can retrofit it.
And the bees. And, like, the snakes.
Yeah.
Like, that's, it kind of, like, yeah, you hit to that, too.
Yeah, you can kind of say, like, okay, maybe that character was a conjurer, maybe that character was a manipulator. Well, definitely for the snakes. But the thing now is, like, every character's powers are explicitly in this system. That's why I love... This arc is definitely one of my least favorites. Just because I like the other ones are so much more fun and better.
But it's arguably completely worth it just for the Gon Hisoka encounter.
Yeah, the Gon Hisoka fight is awesome at the end.
But yeah, so they go to the arena. They basically have the rules of like they get more money the higher they go. They have like a test fight, and they both he's like Killua like, oh, you can go really high. Like, nah, I'm gonna go with him. It's fine.
Yeah, Killua could start. He could start at the high floor, but he chooses to go from the bottom. Started from the bottom now with Hiya.
Yeah. So yeah, basically that early part is just whatever until they reach like the floor where like the high end floor, but before that Hisoka's just sitting there with like a barrier, and like they can't really pass it, and so they like one of the guys they met earlier, they met this like little kung fu kid. He looked like I've seen something like kind of like Dragon Ball, like Krillin.
He looks so familiar. Yeah, I can't pin it either. I think maybe Krillin from Dragon Ball,
kind of like that, but like something different. Like I've seen like an anime or like something like that. But or like a NES game or SNES game art cover.
Yeah, I guess he kind of does look like a Toriyama character.
Yeah, and like his master, who just looks like
Wing.
Like, yeah, but he just looks like a completely normal guy.
Except his shirt's half untucked.
Yeah,
yeah. Wing is weird. I don't really care about Wing a lot.
They probably want to go with like he looks like just like a background character, but he's like knows a lot, like so much.
Mm. But he comes across as a character that is a mentor, but also is incredibly weak. Like, I don't ever I can't imagine Wing, like, owning someone in a fight.
Was there, like, a Yu Yu Hakusho character that looked like a normal guy? Like, he looked like Wing, but he didn't completely turn into, like, a demon or something?
There must have been.
He looks
a lot like a Yu Yu Hakusho character.
I could have sworn there was a character that was like that. But, yeah, so they basically will learn Nen from him, because, you know, or he goes up to him and says, I will teach you this. Mm. And then, yeah, then you learn, like, all the details about, like, each kind of, like, power.
So,
like,
I want to go into some of these.
Yes, please explain it for me, because, like, my mind, like, at least the smaller one, like, I get the classes, but the smaller each system, like...
It is at once, like, very cool that the writer goes through all these things, but also it's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because we've got several concepts. I'm going to tell you specifically which ones are the ones that you should know.
Okay.
So, the big one that is important. Well, let's just go through in order. So, Nen, what happens in this manga, there's like 2 ways of getting Nen. It's like awakening it naturally and then having a forced awakening.
Which I think is what they have.
Yeah, so because they were in a rush, they had him like blast a bunch of Nen, or blast a bunch of aura into them to trigger their auras to start.
But since they were so much potential in them, it didn't bother them at all?
Yeah, it wasn't an issue. So basically, you have like everyone has aura. Mm-hmm. And the like a latent aura. So
okay,
you've got these different ways of like the word. Sorry, it's going to be really confusing. I'm trying to find the fucking wiki. So you've got, I believe, 10 is when you open your auras.
Okay.
This is not important. You don't need to know this.
Like when you open the gates in Naruto.
Zetsu is when you close your auras. This is important.
Okay.
So basically, Zetsu is you don't have... You can't use aura.
Okay.
So it's like you're a faucet that was turned off.
Okay.
So you can force yourself into Zetsu. Other people can force you into Zetsu.
So it just turns your powers off, basically?
Yeah, essentially it's turning your powers off.
It's kind of like pressure points kind of thing?
Kind of, but a little, like, even less complicated.
Okay.
I think in the manga they say that Killua was all, like, kind of able to control his Zetsu before because he was an assassin and they're stealthy. So think of, like, Zetsu as it's like in Dragon Ball, like
Hide your power level.
Yeah, hide your power level. That's
Okay.
a really good way. So Ren is just like powering up.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever. Not super important. Hatsu. This is like the other big one. So Hatsu, why do I keep calling it Nen? Because Nen is just like the word for like the aura.
Yeah,
or whatever.
the general like chakra
And it's some more
ki and all that.
Hatsu is like taking your aura and doing something with it.
Okay.
So they'll refer to a character's Hatsu is like a character's ability essentially.
Okay.
So
which we'll get into after we talk about this.
yeah, so Nen ability or Hatsu, it's just easier to say like Nen powers in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So the other really important one, Gyo.
Okay.
So Gyo is when they put their Nen auras in their eyes.
Okay.
And they can see Nen. So when you focus your eye, I think it was just like they focus their eyes.
They can see what's the aura where it's coming from and everything.
Yeah. So the big thing is like when they watched Hisoka fight, what's his name, Castro.
Yeah.
When they watch Hisoka fight Castro, they don't know what's happening. They don't know what his trick is. But when they use Gyo, they can see the aura.
Yeah. It's basically like a thermal vision kind of thing.
Which I just don't understand. If you're a Nen user, you should just constantly have Gyo. Like, you should constantly be using Gyo.
But when you just have to concentrate, like, really hard to have it on? Or just, like, if it gets interrupted, you can get something that's interrupted?
Yeah, maybe. Okay, believe it or not, there are more. They expand on this even more.
Oh, God.
But as I said, the ones that really know, Zetsu is just, like, is like Kamehameha. Like, Zetsu is doing a power. Gyo is looking and, fucked it up already. Hatsu is using a power. Zetsu is turning off your aura.
Okay.
And then Gyo is like looking.
Okay.
So yeah, those are like the really, really relevant, important ones.
Gotcha. So yeah, then they also can go in the classes, which
I
thing I liked
this
a lot.
This episode's gonna be really weird to listen to because we're not really talking about the manga.
Well, I think after we talk about the power thing, is interesting to the main power system is kind of something I want to talk about.
Me too. I have a lot of fun talking about it.
So we're gonna get back to the manga. We're gonna talk about Castro and all those other fights, but so yeah, they have 6 types of classes, basically.
Yes.
And you have one main one, and then the side ones you can kind of do as well, but not as good or as like easily as you can your main one.
Exactly.
So there was Enhancer, which is like Gons, which is like basically power up your body.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the classic like do a big anime punch.
Emitter, which is shoots out or projects aura. So I'm guessing it's like
shooting a Kamehameha, like shooting an energy. But this also this is like in the most explicitly simple form.
Yeah. So in Manipulator, which controls objects or living things, so I'm guessing like animals or inanimate objects, I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly.
Transmuter changes the quality of aura, so I guess you can just change your aura into like a different object or like Gum was.
So Hisoka's the classic example here where he's turning his aura into a sticky gum rubber substance.
Yeah. Then we have Conjure, materializes an object out of aura, so I'm guessing you just turn your aura into like a sword or something.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And then there's specialists, but it didn't really explain. But when I was talking to you about it, it seemed to be like just you're just good at everything.
Yes, a specialist doesn't have the penalty for basically, as you said, it really helps to like look at the chart.
Yeah.
So basically, if you are an enhancer, so enhancer is at the very top. Transmuter and emitter abilities, you are right next to it. So you're 100% good at using enhancer abilities. Transmuter and emitter abilities, you're like 75% good at. Mm-hmm. And then conjurer and
everything far away.
Manipulator, it's like significantly less.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's like if you're an enhancer, it would take more effort to learn emitter. It would take even more effort to learn a conjure ability.
I'm just glad because it does that, but a specialist, I kind of wish it just had that in the middle. Like,
yeah, it's really weird. Because, specialists, you want to ignore it when you're looking at that. Because
I guess he just couldn't think of anything in another class that he couldn't put in the middle.
And also, like, a hexagon is, like, a lot more aesthetically pleasing. Is it hexagon? Yes. Hexagon's more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
Than just a whatever.
So, yeah, that was cool. But I just really like that, and you kind of get, like, ideas of, like, man, if I had my OC, like, or
yes,
what would it be?
Very much. This is, like, the fun part. This is why I love the system so much, because it gives you like a huge room, like a lot of creativity to really explore. Because if you think about like a conjurer can create anything. Like the sky's the limit to what kind of thing you can create, and then combining it with like manipulation, so it's like, oh, I could create something and control it, or whatever, blah blah blah.
So I guess anything else I want to talk about the power before we go back to the Heaven's Arena? Sorry, just one thing I want to talk about. So they had like the test with like the glass of water and the leaf.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that.
To tell you what your class basically is. And like Gon was an enhancer, which like overflowed the water.
Yes.
And Killua, he changed the quality so it tasted like honey, they said. And
he's a transmuter.
So I had to list like what it would change. So enhancer was the quantity. Emitter changed the color of the water. Leaf moved with a manipulator. Impurities appear as a conjurer. Taste is transmuter, and other changes, which is not really clear, is specialist. Which I think I mentioned to you because we took like a Naruto, like in comparison with the guy probably like took inspiration from this, where they would have elemental, like you basically can add an element to your ability as it is. And so you had testing with like a leaf, and like I think if like it was wet, you have a water. If it's like burnt, you have fire. And like wind if it's cut, and so like they always did it on a leaf. Like they put their hand, and then whatever you put your chakra in, then it would be your elemental.
Yeah, I think the concept, at least from Hunter x Hunter, the water divination is like that is like a real like actual thing that like fortune telling things people do.
It's just funny how he used a leaf as well in Naruto, which is really funny. Like, and I know this came. I'm pretty sure this came before that. So
yes, it did.
So yeah, so that was cool. So. Then we have some other like minor fights. A lot of them aren't too important until you get to like his first fight with like the guy at the top and like with no legs and everything.
All these characters are so insignificant. I forget their names.
They're very insignificant. And then like his first fight, I think he loses against the top guy.
Yeah, because he doesn't have like a real understanding of Nen yet.
Yeah. So and then he comes. I mean, he learned Nen. He comes back. He just beats him. Like he does, I guess it's like his signature move of flipping tiles over and like pushing him towards like his opponent.
Which when I see things like that, it's just like, all right, you're kind of cheating.
Well,
it feels like cheating.
We made it very clear that Gon does not give a shit about cheating or not.
Yeah,
like he did whatever works. Which I love.
The one weird thing about Heaven's Arena to me is that you've got this like setup that there's like a judge.
Yeah,
like it's a point-based.
It's like
fight. It's not like a fight to the death.
No, it's like when I did karate with Tormented, you would have it basically spar and clean hits would give you a point.
Yeah,
it's just like sparring, or competitive like karate.
Mm-hmm. It's just
probably
funny.
the same with wrestling and everything.
It's just funny because in Hunter x Hunter, like all the fights are always like. Kind of more to the death.
Well, that's also a point made when we get to Hisoka and Gon.
Yeah.
So we get those fights. They beat up the old man at the top, and then I think they threaten like what's it called, the kid they were training Nen with, and Killua goes to the group of them, threatens basically gets one and like close to murdering him, and it says, "You better leave my friends alone, or I'll come back." And like 3 of them like leave the arena, except for like the Voltic or whatever. The guy in the wheelchair, and then him and Killua and Gon both destroy him, and that's the end of that bullies. Or whatever.
Yeah, I love that they kind of give you a fake out where it's like, oh no, Killua's kidnapped and Gon has to save him, and it's like, no, Killua is like stronger than Gon. Like Killua is way more resourceful. He's not in any danger ever.
But yeah, then we also have one of the most important fights is Hisoka versus Castro.
Which I think it's hilarious his name's Castro. I didn't remember that at all.
Who's built up as the only man to lean a clean hit on Hisoka, and Hisoka only lost because he never showed up to other fights.
Yeah.
Which I love that. But yeah, so we get the fight, he can make doubles of himself.
So what do you think his Nen ability would be?
Wait, which one?
Castro. Well, what do you think his class would be? This is the fun part. This is why... One thing I love in Hunter x Hunter...
Did they ever state that? I guess not.
I don't think they ever stated explicitly, but this is the fun part. You have to like look at his ability and think about what he would fit into.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I've got a guess.
All right.
This is, but as I was saying, like
I would say, because it would either be an emitter or a conjurer.
I would think he's most likely a conjurer. Because he's conjuring, like, a separate version of himself. Because
he just projects auras, or maybe he's just projecting, like, a double of himself and not, like...
Yeah.
But I think it'd be one of those. But still, it's like I like how the whole thing it had a weakness where the double is like 100% perfect, where you cannot see the battle damage on him, or the dirt, or whatever.
That's such a clever way for Hisoka to win this.
Yeah, and then Hisoka also gets his arm cut off, and then
Hisoka is like, this is where we first really, I mean, we see that he's like a sociopath, but he really is like a monster. Like, he does not care what happens to him. Like, he will sacrifice his own arm. But he still keeps that playful demure. Like, oh, he's so compelling. He's such a compelling character.
He cuts off his arm. He does like that magic trick to like distract everyone, and it's like the misdirect thing that magicians do.
Doesn't he have any? Both arms come off, right? I'm pretty sure he cuts off both arms.
I think so.
Because then he has Machi. Machi comes sew him up later.
Yeah, I'm guessing she's like a important character.
Oh, we'll see Machi later.
I'm sure we will.
I just
that scene is just like, you're stupid. Sew your arms back up. You'll pay me later.
Yeah, I just love the. I think her ability is really cool. The idea of like being a healer through like nen, like
stitches.
Using your nen, and I think she'd be like a transmuter because she's like turning her nen into stitches.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool. But it's like. One thing that is really compelling to me about Hisoka is like, she's like, okay, I can heal them up perfectly, and he's like, no, it's fine. I'll just throw my texture surprise on it and make it look normal. So his arms are always going to look like they're scarred and they're not completely fixed right. But as long as it like works for him, like as long as he is okay, he doesn't care about his appearance because he can just use texture surprise, his other ability. He also
just takes a card out of his arm too.
Yeah, that part's really gross when he rips the card out of his arm.
And then he just impales Catcher with like 1,000,000 cards, which is just like, not easy when throwing cards is hard to sell.
So I think with that it would be like enhancing. This is the kind of thing, like you can kind of play around or like...
Yeah, enhance the throwing strength with your fingers or your hands.
And even maybe enhance the card itself. So that
which is right next to Transmuter, so...
He is explicitly a transmuter. Like, we know for sure that he is a transmuter.
Since being a magician, he can, like, probably dabble in conjuring, too, since that would be, like, really helpful for, magic. So, yeah,
so he only gets the one arm cut off, but...
But, yeah, but then, I still love, like, the Hisoka comes up to Gon after that one, the fight against Voltec, and it says, like, you're ready, and that's, like, I love that moment.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, so, then we get the main event, which is Gon versus Hisoka. Which is awesome. I freaking love it.
It is really awesome.
Like,
because we have so much of this, like, even though it's really early in the story, there's so much on this fight. Like, Gon has to prove himself. Yeah. And he's got the whole, like, the 44...
Yeah, he has to give his number back to him, and he has to willingly accept the number. Which, my favorite moment of that is him taking the number.
Oh, that's so awesome. Hisoka is such a great character.
I know. I'm excited that he's stayed around, not just, like, the arc villain. He just comes back and, like, through these arcs.
No, both his arms are cut off.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. Oh, that's right, he used bungee gum to keep it on, sorry.
Yeah, the secret of gum. But yeah, we get to the fight with Hisoka. Gon does his trick with, like...
flipping the thing over.
Yeah. And he gets like one... Because he mocks him in the early part where he said, like, I haven't moved from this spot I've been in since the fight started. But Gon does get a hit in, but then, like, he talks to him, and then, like, he's like, when did I, put the gum on your face? He's like, was it A, B, C, and then, like, wrong, all three of them. It was like, when you were, like...
When he points...
Yeah, we pointed at him.
Yeah, when he points at him, which, it's, like... That's one of those moments when I remember when I first watched it, like, damn, like, Nen powers are horrifying. They're so easy to just use, and that's why it's, like, I don't know why you wouldn't always have Gyo on. Like, you would have to always have Gyo... Because you would want to see
if it comes up while I'm reading it or something, like, or like when it's like more of a thing. Maybe I'll let it, like, if it comes up. But like, I think it's like something you have to concentrate and focus on that you can't like do while you're like in combat.
It definitely, they do bring that up later, but it also you have to remember that these characters are beginners. Like Gon and Killua are like super beginners.
Yeah, they haven't even like have an ability. They just know they're typing basically. Yeah. So
they're like level 5 Bulbasaurs. Like they know that they're grass type.
Grass poison.
Oh fuck, he is a grass poison.
Yeah.
I thought he got poisoned later.
The first pure grass type isn't until Gen 2 with Chikorita.
Damn. Schooled. So you know that he knows he's grass poison, but he hasn't learned Leech Seed yet.
Leech Seed sucks.
He hasn't learned
Whip.
Razor Leaf.
Vine Whip.
He hasn't learned Vine Whip yet.
But yeah, so fight just like, and then the fight goes on, it's not back and forth, but then we get like some great like illustrations of Hisoka's face just being like blissful with like Gon's like
so yeah,
strength.
There's the classic panel where
Schwing.
Yeah, Schwing, where it's like his dick is like
shining.
So I feel like it's important to bring this up. There's a bit of like creepiness to the Gon Hisoka relationship, and it's a little hard to just write it off completely as like, well, so definitely. So what I think is really cool is like Hisoka is like, I need to let him ripen. Like Gon will become a great challenge to overcome one day. And I love that he will kill him. Like he wants to kill Gon, but he's like, it's too early.
He wants a great fight to go with it.
Yeah, that's why Hisoka is so cool, because he's just like he's such a weird like moral code, but he sticks to it. Like
not only with a swing, he does so many close-ups to his face, just like being so fucking happy. I think when Gon gets another hit on him, he gets like it's so good.
Yeah, I think he gets a good punch on him.
So, yeah, and then the fight just ends because the judge is like... Because I think he said something like, when these high-end matches that someone has a good chance of dying, or against dangerous opponents like Hisoka, like, they'll call it early, or like, before it gets out of hand, and which that he did. But then Hisoka says, like, next time we meet, it'll be to the death, and, like, no judge is gonna stop us. And then he walks away, and Gon just, like, looks on. I love that. Yeah, there's a whole encounter, that whole fight is just amazing.
It is really cool. They're just it's really, that's why this arc it has like kind of a transitionary feel, because it needs to explain a lot of stuff, but it knows that it gives you, like, when I was watching it, I remember kind of being like, like, can we pick up the pace a little bit? But reading it, I feel like Togashi does a really good job at putting fights in to keep your interest in, showing how important Nen is, and then giving you like the big, like, okay, fuck yeah, like Hisoka, Heaven's Arena, this is what I want to see.
Let's say when you put on like the background, it has that random guy and like the announcer explaining stuff, and I'm like, that doesn't seem like that would. It's just a anime feel like.
Yeah, it looks like they actually did add a lot more in the anime than I realized. Like looking back at the anime now, not all of it's like essential, but it just is. The direction's a little better. Yeah,
and also another thing was Heaven's Arena, like, at the end, because, like, the whole thing is, like, you face 10, we win 10 fights in a row, you get to move on to the floor boss, basically. And Hisoka goes there, but you don't see anything, like Gon and Killer are just done with the thing, so these leave, and, like, Hisoka goes on, and, like, you don't know if he fights the floor boss or not.
Yeah, and it's almost like... We don't even care, but...
It's like this entire arc that, like, should have happened, like, that in any other shonen would have happened. They're just done with his place and just leave.
Yeah, that's one thing I love with it. Same with, what's it called? The last arc, the Zoldyck family arc. I almost said Araki, because I'm so used to talking about JoJo. Togashi he ends it, like, when you wouldn't expect it. Like, where a regular, like, a worse manga author... would let it go further and just bask in like the normalcy.
Or you see that training like to it like so like, a bunch of episodes, not just like it's just a lot of time passed.
Yeah, he's very punchy. Like he knows when to drag things out. One thing too, which I want you to pay attention to, is like how explicitly time passes in Hunter x Hunter. Like events really lead into each other in like a meaningful way.
Like they were at like the fights are like it's like boxing, but they're like months apart or like weeks and like. And it's just like, there's a lot of time going by in the show, I can tell. Like,
yeah, it's interesting.
So then they just leave and then they go visit his aunt. And I actually like this part a lot, like the little like, Jing info.
Mm-hmm. Where they open the box. Is that when they open the box?
Yeah, well, the aunt gives them the box because, I think, like, your father wanted me to give you this if you ever decide to become a hunter.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to open it. He just gave it, and like he asked like some stories about him, about like she would always get lost, and he would always be the only one or the first one to find her and everything. Mm-hmm. And he looks a lot like Gon.
He does. He definitely does. I really love Jing's design. You've seen him, right?
Yeah, they showed him like on the dinosaur.
Yeah, the part where he's riding the dragon on the dragon or whatever.
Yeah. So you get the info about him. He uses like I think his like Nen on the box, and it opens up, and he gets like 3 things. It was like a cassette.
Yes.
Like a memory card, and I forget the last one.
I think it was like oh my gosh.
I can look it up real quick. I have like the manga like opened. But But yeah, so he gets like, and they want to decide if he wants to listen to it all or not.
Yeah, okay, so you got to the part with the mom, right, where they talk about...
Well, yeah. Well, let me see. Hold on, I'm about to get to the box. So
yeah, he gets these 3 items, and it's really funny that, like...
It was a ring.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, dude, like, him and Killier are trying to decide, like, what to do. So, I think this is, like, a set first.
Yes.
And, Jing is, like, he gets a message from him, and he's like, if you don't want to meet me, then stop listening. But if you do, keep listening. And then he like, oh, I guess you do.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm not a great father. Basically, he says like, I am who I am. If you want to meet me, like, I'm not gonna go looking for you. You have to find me. And like, just saying like, I'm not gonna be looking for you. Basically, good luck.
Yeah.
You're a hunter now. You gotta find me. And then he also like, if you want to find out more about your mother, keep listening. And he just turns it off. He's like, my aunt's my mom. Which I kind of like that a lot. I'm
like so ambivalent. Like I like that a lot. I love that he accepts Mito as his mother figure because she is like really important to him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, Gon, don't you care?
Also, the whole thing about like
about your mom.
Like Jing went away, came back with a child, and like all you know he said was like, it didn't work out. I got custody. Take care of my child. Peace. I'm out.
I think it's pretty likely that his mom's dead. Like,
I don't think so, because I don't know. It makes it more super mysterious. I think she'll return. Maybe I'm not sure if she has or not, but I'm pretty sure she will.
Yeah, it's a really interesting situation because
he basically Jing said like it didn't work out. We split. Like, and she's super mysterious. It wouldn't cut off like that if it wasn't like a super mysterious thing.
Yeah, setting something up.
So
well, we'll see.
Yeah, and then the memory, and then the tapes like rewinds and deletes itself, and then
fucking Jing is like,
because he covered it
super
with like
paranoid.
Nen. Yeah, he had super like Nen on it just in case, because I guess Nen could do that.
Yeah, Nen is.
Which I'm guessing his dad will probably a specialist because he's so good.
It's a pretty good guess.
So then we had the memory card.
Did they look at what was on the memory card?
Well, yeah, and I think so. I had to
I'm waiting for you to say the 2 magic words.
I had to remember. It's like, because
I don't remember when they give this information out.
Give me 1 second. This is great content.
Take your time.
Jing's dad on a giant, like, fucking frog thing.
And
a dragon.
On a dragon.
He's on a dragon and a frog.
Which I love. I know.
Which I love.
Incredible.
Let's see. I can't try to remember what it was. That's...
I fucking love Hunter x Hunter. It's just very good and great. Yeah. And Gon is a precious little child, and his best friend Killua is also a precious little child.
That relationship, though.
I really do like...
Oh no, I think it cuts off before. Cause I
don't want to spoil it.
This is something for a game console, then I hit the next chapter. I thought, oh... It's gotta continue. Then I go, oh, there's another main character.
All right, and I won't say anything then. So, all right.
Sorry.
So that's where we're ending.
Yeah, and the ring is also there too. But...
Yes, so the ring also relevant. I forgot about the ring. But so the one thing I did want to mention, which we didn't really talk about because we kind of went through the Heaven's Arena arc really quick, was the spider tattoo reveal.
Oh, but didn't he say he's gonna wash it off or whatever? He forgot to take it off, so like
yes, so
he just like
actually, it's funny. We have the anime playing right now, and this is like the exact scene.
Well, it's just like a pure. I think he just had to fuck with Kurapika.
Yes, and also Machi. I'm just trying to remember what is revealed at what times. But so yeah,
Machi just walks away after she's done, but the spider thing, then he peels it off.
Yeah, so we're teased that yes,
because in the Hunter exam, he said something to Kurapika and fucks with him with that.
Yeah, where he's like, "Hey,"
he's like, I know shit."
Yeah, yeah.
Go to the city, and then that's what the whole thing is for.
I fucking love Hisoka with his
hair down.
Oh my god.
That's really weird.
Hisoka.
But yeah, so
we get this reveal. So, if you remember about the spiders...
that was the one that killed his clan, I believe.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he knew something, but like...
So yeah, we've got this reveal where Hisoka is not really what he's faking.
I'm pretty sure I had an idea that he wasn't really, he just fucking with him.
So, yes. So this mysterious phantom troop
Yes.
And Machi is also a member.
She is a member.
Yes.
A member of the Phantom Troop.
So, and we shall see where that goes very soon.
Yeah, so, well, since I saw the first page, because I wasn't sure, because they kind of, that chapter ended before, like, okay, is it still going to be another chapter of, like, them through the memory card, and then, like, oh, here's Kurapika.
Yes, so, yeah, we're moving on. You're definitely, I know you were expecting it. We're getting finally more Kurapika development.
Is the next arc long, or just as long as this one was?
The next arc is quite long.
Okay.
I'm going to check, actually, how many chapters it is. But, so the next arc is quite long. It's probably the first big, like, meaty arc.
Okay.
It's actually about the same. It's a little bit longer than the Hunter exam, but content-wise, it feels like so much more happens.
There was also a line I remember when we were talking with learning about like Nen and everything, where he's just like, "Oh, Kurapika learned it already, and Loria will learn it after med school, and Hanzo knows it, and the other girl,
guy,
whatever,
he's
they're whatever, saying like, okay, they're all gonna learn it, but." So yeah, so my prediction, I guess I want to make.
Yeah, let's go
for the next
predictions.
So I think Kurapika is the main character of this next arc. This is what he was doing.
Okay.
While they were at Heaven's Arena, this is like how he's gonna learn Nen and everything, and then probably get some information with the Phantom Troop. Maybe he fights one of them, gets some information, and then the whole thing is gonna head to York New City, and then they all meet up and fight more Phantom Troop.
Sounds good.
That's my idea. That's my guess for the arc.
I'll give you my predictions. Just kidding.
Go for it.
Because I've read it already. I do have to say...
and Loria will still be nowhere to be found.
That's a pretty good prediction.
Yeah.
I do have to say, when I was first watching Hunter x Hunter, the next arc was like... I was like super into it. I loved it. And when I reread it, I liked it. I liked it less, but I liked it like... I just think I liked other arcs better, in my opinion. I think you're really gonna like the next one.
I hope so.
It's really good. It's one of those things where it's like we have so many like fucking things happening at once.
And no Killio's mom though.
No Killio's mom.
Damn it!
No, unfortunately.
Send me your fan art on Twitter. So, all right, then I guess that's it. Because that's my prediction. I like this arc a lot. Like it's a good introduction. They kept the power kind of basic. Like, I'm just excited.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things. Like, everything is pretty basic. We don't go too extreme, because there are some Nen abilities that are, like...
complicated.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of understanding.
Hisoka steals this arc completely. Like, he carries, like, on his back and his arms, like...
his weird fucking bungee arms.
Yeah. His weird balloon deflated arms. When they were cut off, they're like, ballooned, like, they're just, like, hanging, because they're so just weirdly cut.
Yeah. Oh, I love
at least in the anime one we were watching, like, they showed that one, like that. But, so, yeah. So, that's all I can really say. I'm
very excited. One thing I did want to say, listening, so, what's his face? From the Super Best Friends, well, former Super Best Friends, Pat. Pat went through all of Hunter x Hunter, and someone did a compilation of every time he mentioned it on the podcast, because he worked his way through it, and his hatred for Gon's costume is hilarious. He constantly complains how much he hates Gon's stupid jacket. It's because the sleeves go longer than the waist.
Well, his jacket, and he's also wearing short shorts with boots, so it's like a weird, like...
He hates it so much, and as you saw earlier, Gon was wearing, like, a wife beater. Later on, like, Gon just ditches the jacket and has a wife beater for the rest of it, and it's just funny how he's like...
That's how I know Gon, like, more so, it's like that.
Yeah, and it's funny because his opinion of the series is like so much better when Gon is not wearing his jacket.
Like Killua like changes up a lot too, but I think he just goes to basically a black like white beater or something like that.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I generally just like the aesthetic. It's very like it feels like its own thing. Like you know, One Piece has its own aesthetic. JoJo's has its own aesthetic. Hunter x Hunter very much like you see a Hunter x Hunter character and they don't look alike. But they look distinct enough where you're like, oh, that's a Hunter x Hunter character.
Reminds me of that, or sometimes have Yu Yu Hakusho kind of look because same Arthur, but still.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of overlap.
So, all right, anything else to talk about there?
No, I think that's it. As I said, like this arc isn't really one of my favorites, so I don't really have too much to talk about.
It gave us the beauty of Killio's mom.
That's true. I like Kalito's design.
And then with Machi with the pink haired girl.
Yeah, Machi's pretty cool.
So. I mean, she was there for a reason, so she's there to like be waifu bait.
Pretty much.
So
Machi's cool. The Phantom Troop are really cool, and I'm excited for them to get introduced. And also, my wife, my ultimate wife.
I think I saw her in the
Shizuku.
OP, so.
Is her name Shizuku?
I don't know. It's the one you wouldn't shut up about.
The glasses girl with
that's
the
cross
with the cross
and the sweater.
I love her very much. We were at a con a few months ago. A few months ago this time? Yeah.
A few months ago.
Damn. Time fucking flies.
Yeah.
And I saw a bunch of Shizuku cosplayers actually, but the first one I saw, I literally ran up to her and I was like, oh my god, I love Shizuku, and I scared her.
Well,
and it was very awkward.
It happens.
It was. I made great efforts not to make that mistake again.
Yeah, you gotta learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Any other weird differences between like the anime and the manga? I'm interested to hear.
Yeah, if anyone out there can remember, because looking back on it now, I'm noticing that like there's a lot of kind of like interstitial things, like because manga just inherently is only going to focus on like the main actions of a scene. But you can add a lot more little details, like when Machi was sewing up his arms. I just noticed they added a few extra little bits and nice stuff.
Also, the weird thing, you can like see aura in video form. I'm sorry, that came up like on the video.
Yeah, I know, that is kind of a funny thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just weird. But yeah, and if you want to check out like the episode before, you can always check out their JoJo
we do
episodes we have.
We do mostly JoJo podcasts. Just click.
We have part 8 chapters and the part 5 anime episodes about etc. etc. And basically the next chapter, not sure how long it is, but we'll probably do another episode whenever I go through that.
I have a feeling that you're probably gonna binge.
We'll see.
You might binge the next.
I'm pretty sure the new One Punch Man today too.
Is there?
Yeah,
I think I'm behind.
But maybe I do in spurts. So like,
it's one of like this is when Hunter x Hunter, especially this and like a few later arcs, like they become like real page turners. Like you're just like, oh, I gotta know what's happening.
Basically, that was like the fights. Like I just go through like crazy, but I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I love parts of the next arc, so it's gonna be a lot of fun for me too.
All right. Anything else?
That's it. I think we've been trying to end this for 5 minutes. Let's do it.
Yeah, just send me Killa's mom fan art.
Send Sam all your Killa's mom fan art.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.